30 minutes late. Let's
And
go.
in 3, 2, 1. Am I hosting? Wait, who's hosting?
Shinoda wanted to host. Shinoda wanted to host.
Oh yeah, Shinoda, weren't you hosting? What the fuck?
No, you said you were gonna host, and I was gonna host the next WTF. We literally made our minds up about this.
Oh my god, this fucking recording.
John, we made up our minds already.
I thought you were actually hosting. It was like, oh, I could do it. I'm like, sure, go ahead.
No, John.
Yeah, I thought you were. I thought we agreed.
No, you literally said afterwards. Yeah, you can just host the next WTF. I'll host.
No way.
Yeah,
You literally said that.
2 people out of 3 thought you're hosting. God fucking damn it! This is the episode where no one is hosting. This is it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Anime Club After Dark, the podcast that delves into all things anime, manga, and otaku culture related. I'm your host, Shinoda, the techno enthusiast today. And joining me tonight, we have our czar of source material, John.
Yeah, I was half expecting you to fuck that up halfway through.
I flubbed it a little bit here and there. And we have our poser extraordinaire, Natai.
Fucking techno enthusiast. I can't, man. I just can't.
Look, I really like techno and all the subgenres.
Does it get you enthusiastic every time? Every time you listen to techno, you get enthusiastic by it?
Bro, it's a whole vibe. I feel like that SpongeBob episode where, like, you got waveform Squidward. That's me.
SpongeBob, the ultimate anime.
The fucking, SpongeBob fucking dies where it's like Caramel Danson's playing and he's just
Oh, that shit was great.
Fucking love Caramel Dancing.
Caramel Dancing is like the best. It's so good.
The Nightcore version, dude.
Yeah.
Whatever, but the Nightcore one. Oh,
the Nightcore one is the best version. I agree.
I love that Gen Z has really adopted that into like, this is just my aesthetic now.
Really?
Listening to Nightcore and fucking dying.
Yeah.
I did not know that's a Gen Z thing. I
fucking love Gen Z. Gen Z has a lot of things. I fucking love
I don't know,
them.
man.
So
like,
adorable.
John and I talked about Gen Z. I don't understand a word they're saying if that's how they talk.
Yeah, I know.
Oh god, you're already that old.
Yeah.
Speaking of Gen Z, they like these things, and so do we. We're talking about OSTs today. Yeah? Yeah?
Woo! It's time to gush about jazz music and anime that makes you feel things, even though the show is shit. Let's go!
Okay, now I don't know which specific show that is.
That's a lot of shows.
So like, I forgot how many times like we've been in voice calls where John was like, "Yo, Nitai, you need to check out this song for this show that sucks, but the song itself is great."
Oh shit, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. The I'll look it up real quick. I should have written it down because I only just now remembered it.
It has a good soundtrack. Anime is just god awful though. I don't even remember the anime. I just remember the song.
It's like this very jazzy, moody song, very like emotional, sort of like jazzy song that like it's so good. And like John's like, yo, this shit is on fire. And like, it's great. What is this anime? It's like, oh, I don't know. It fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious. Anime. What anime is this?
I'm looking it up while we speak.
I honestly can't remember. Okay. I just remember I watched like the first half of it on Netflix and I was like, this sucks. And then I get to like episode 7 and there's this insert song and the OST for that song is just like fucking amazing. It's like jazz inspired. It's an actual good episode. Like there's one good episode in the first half of the season and I'm like, wow, that was an awful waste of time right there. But I honestly cannot remember the anime name.
I'm looking it up.
Look, Natai. But John, while he's looking it up, tell me, what's the difference between OSTs and OPs and EDs?
Alright, so opening songs and ending songs are generally either released solo, like in their own EPs, or they're actually part of an actual like album. OSTs are actually crafted for like the show. So there is a little bit of a difference. Like sometimes there might be renditions of the OP/EDs, especially if they're OPs or EDs created for that anime on the OST, but most of the time they're not. So I just want to make that a clear distinction. We're not talking about OPs and EDs.
Yeah. Also, the name of that anime is Last Hope, and it is on Netflix.
Okay. That honestly, it doesn't.
Or Jushinki Pandora, like that's the Japanese name. I haven't watched it, but that song was like super captivating. It's called Kanashimi no Tu Tomoni by Megumi Nakajima. And that, like, y'all should look it up. It's a really, really good song. I really enjoy listening to it every now and then.
Yeah, like Last Hope is just a bad anime, but man, is that OST really good.
What other examples have you guys had where like you watch this show and it's kind of like mediocre, but then out of nowhere they like use the soundtrack or an insert song where it just elevates the whole thing up, and you're like,
all right,
fuck.
All right, so hear me out.
Is it Snowstorm?
No, that anime is garbage and the OST is garbage except for that one character insert song. Guilty Crown. I fucking hate Guilty Crown.
Let's go.
I absolutely detest Guilty Crown, the anime. Man, is that OST fucking amazing. Like, I'm pretty sure it's Hiroyuki Sawano, right?
I'll fact check you.
I'm fairly certain, or is it Mika Kobayashi?
I'm checking.
I don't remember who does the OST for Guilty Crown. All I know is they have the band Egoist, which is freaking amazing.
Was Sawano.
It was Sawano, all right.
Yeah.
So, obviously, anything Hiroyuki Sawano touches, the soundtrack's going to sound amazing. He's so, like... Everyone knows Hiroyuki Sawano. Everyone knows the Sawano drop. And
yeah,
Guilty Crown is such a terrible fucking show. But, man, is that OST a banger, dude. I fucking love listening to Guilty Crown's music. I still have the album.
Also, happy birthday to him, apparently.
Wait, really?
September 12th. It's right now September 12th in Japan.
Oh shit, happy birthday, Hiroyuki Sawano.
The GOAT.
The GOAT, dude.
The absolute GOAT.
Where would we be without his fucking music?
He had so many like good soundtracks, and it's like, and you can tell at an instance it's Sawano, but they're all like have their like unique spin to it. Like you would recognize in an instant the Kill la Kill soundtrack, you'd recognize in an instant the Attack on Titan soundtrack, and they're all so good.
I'm pretty sure on an entire list here, there's like a bunch of Hiroyuki Sawano.
There's so many Hiroyuki Sawanos. like, dude, like every now and then I go back and listen to a lot of songs from Attack on Titan, and there's so both just the soundtrack and the insert songs, and the insert songs that they've developed from the leitmotifs they have in that entire soundtrack. They're so good. It just builds on top of itself so well.
See, I feel like so Alex isn't here today, if you guys haven't noticed, and Chinoda is doing a lovely job hosting us. But he does have a list here for anime OSTs, and he wrote down 86. The only thing I know about 86 is that Hiroyuki Sawano also does the OST for that.
Has anyone here watched 86?
I haven't.
Me neither.
Not yet.
I know it's like not subtle about it's about racism or something and slavery. I don't know.
I know it's people say it's good.
People keep saying it's good. Yeah.
No.
All I know about 86 is that it's Hiroyuki Sawano.
So it's probably
in my mind, Hiroyuki Sawano can do no wrong. However, some of the animes that he works on are absolute trash.
Didn't he do the music for Elden Ring Zero?
Did he?
I think he did.
I
know he did it was part of the ED. The I say fine or something like that. Let me check.
So the problem here is that Aldnoah Zero has completely been blocked out of my mind because of how bad it is. Like, I don't remember the show at all because it was so bad that all I know is I hated it. That's it.
It was Hiroyuki Sawano.
Oh my god. Yeah,
look,
so like
we can just assume that man's recorded a shit ton of things and just go off of there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a specific favorite track or like soundtrack from Sawano? Anything that stands out for you, like very specifically?
I would say Kill la Kill. Like every time I hear anything in the Kill la Kill soundtrack, it just gets me so fucking hype, bro.
You don't lose your way.
I don't lose my way. Ima. Da-na-na-na-na. I actually got a buddy that recently started listening to Hiroyuki Sawano. He was like, "Hey, do you know Hiroyuki Sawano?" I'm like, "Yeah, me and him go way back."
My buddy Hiroyuki.
my buddy Hiroyuki Sawano, like, but yeah, he's been recently into Hiroyuki Sawano, like, just music, and I'm like, that's good.
It's so good. Like, yeah, it has that very distinct, like, you can tell, like, in an instant when you listen to a Hiroyuki Sawano track. He has that sort of, like, fingerprints on his,
well, it's
like,
because he has a very specific style of, like, making songs, right? And I'm trying to remember the artist that I was listening to that I was like, man, I wish they would make a song with Hiroyuki Sawano, and then they made a song together, and I thought it was okay.
Oh shit, really?
Oh my god, who am I thinking of? I don't remember. But point is, Hiroyuki Sawano has a very distinct sound where he'll do like, it'll start off like kind of soft and like slow, but then it'll build up, and then all of a sudden like he just hits you with everything.
Yeah.
Here goes the orchestra. Here goes the strings. Here goes
the percussions. Yeah.
The percussions, and it's just like, oh, the Hiroyuki Sawano drop. Ah.
He for the longest time was working with one drummer. I wish I remembered his name. He passed away a few years ago, unfortunately. But that like those percussions of his were like so fucking like you can tell in an instant. And whenever like that Sawano drop kicked in, it's like just like extra big nut moment, you know. So fucking good.
You know, big nut,
tasty nut.
I was looking through the list of his stuff and trying to figure out the answer to your question, Itai. Premiere. He was the composer for it.
I need to watch that movie.
What do you mean? It's
fucking sorry, it's not released here in Israel in theaters. Fucking excuse me for living in a third world country, apparently.
Bro. Premiere released near me, and I still haven't watched it.
I hate both of you. Jesus Christ!
Listen,
what are you even doing here?
Who leaves recording and goes to watch Premiere for the next 2 hours?
Kind of want to just cry now. Odd.
Listen, the problem here is that I have a love-hate relationship with Trigger, and you know. I honestly don't want to watch Premiere because I think it's probably not going to be as good as everyone says it is because I have hyperversion. But
look,
yeah, I've been like distancing myself away from
music
the movie.
In it. Just go for it. You'll love it.
But John, Cyberpunk Edge Runners is going to be so good, right?
I think
it's going to be pretty fucking good.
I liked the first episode. Like it's got Trigger elements in it, but it's so uniquely itself.
It's so ultra in everything.
Dude, I fucking love it.
The music was great, but yeah.
I want to move away from Sawano for a little bit. Not too much, John. Don't worry. Don't get the shotgun. Not too much. I want to talk about Call of the Night. Now.
Oh my god.
There we go.
I've been talking about this anime a lot.
This fucking vampire waifu of Chinoda is just gonna be the end of us all.
She is my waifu of the season. Possibly more. I've fallen in love completely.
She's mid,
dedicate
bro.
a shrine to her. Don't worry about it. I love her. But anyway,
Call of the Night is so mid.
Look. No, shut the fuck up. We're not gonna get into the anime.
Okay.
So, I do love the anime. What I love even more than that is fucking Creepy Nuts. They've, like, not just OP and ED, but they've actually inserted several songs into it, aka the OST, and my god, it is such bops. Yo!
That group has such a unique vibe to them. Like, they're really fun.
They really do, though. It's very much a vibe. Like, that's the best way I can describe it, honestly. Like, I will go to the gym and work out to their music, but at the same time, it really relaxes me. Like, it's a damn good OST.
I'm down to... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I just feel like Googling or going to YouTube and checking out the OST now just so I can hate on it even more. I've got to find more ways to hate on this fucking show.
I hate you so
much. I want to get around to watching it, but like I only watch the OPs and EDs, and I do like the sound of that band. They have this like very not funky, but it's like this groove to them that I really enjoy.
It's fun. It's very much fun. But yeah, like I listened to the OP and ED, and then I listened to a couple of the OSTs, and I'm like, yo, this is really freaking good. Like, it actually inspired me to go look up their other songs and stuff, and I'm like, holy shit, their whole thing is great. And you know it's a damn good OST when, like, it actually inspires you to look up who did it and, like, what other works they have. Just like Savano, John, thank you very much. There we go, connection. You look something up and you're like, okay, there's the connection. There's a lot more of this. And it's great. I fucking love it.
It's really, really cool when you have cases of like bands who, beyond doing like the OPs and EDs, like contribute more stuff to the anime. Because like you have a band like No Name, who for some anime, beyond just like creating the OPs and EDs, like the songs themselves, they also like do the soundtracks for entire shows. So for Doro, they did both the OPs and EDs, and they composed the entire soundtrack for the show. And then you have cases when they don't even do the openings and endings, like in Spy X Family, where they just do the soundtrack. And like for Spy Family, like that soundtrack is awesome. Like it's so appropriate for that show. It's so much fun. It's like it fits like the quote unquote
it fits
time
the theme
period
of the show.
Yeah, it fits like the whole like atmosphere and the culture they're showing with that sort of like I don't even know what to classify, like sort of like post World War II type of world they're in.
Cold War.
Great.
Cold War.
Yeah, Cold War. Yep.
Yeah, it's Cold War. Post Cold War. I mean, with the whole spy thing. Come on.
Yeah, definitely.
Not even totally. Post Cold War. It's in the middle of the Cold War.
It's during the middle of the Cold War with East Berlin and whatnot.
Yeah. But it's also always cool when you have like these artists like Radwimps was the same for Your Name. Like they composed the entire soundtrack, like, and it's awesome.
But I feel like it's cheating though, because Radwimps is just a good band.
Yeah, definitely. They're just really good.
I mean,
shoutouts to Hyperventilation, one of their earlier songs. It's so good.
But that helps though. It doesn't hinder it by any means. It's not cheating, I would say.
No, I'm just because they were already an established band and they spent a bunch of money getting them on here. They're like, hey, why don't you just make the OST for us?
And it's so good. It's so good.
Thank God they spent the money then, because it pays off. It's very noticeable in the anime. Like, I love it when the OST actually goes along with the anime and, like, it's noticeable, but not in a jarring way. Like, you notice it enhances the experience. That's what the OST is supposed to do. It's supposed to enhance the experience of whatever you're watching. And when it does that, it's noticeable. You get along with it. You love the vibe of it at the moment. No matter if it's comedy, slice of life, action, horror. So long as it actually goes with the vibe of it, you notice it, it enhances the experience.
Well, that's the thing about anime OSTs. If it's bad, you'll fucking notice.
Oh,
if it's good, or if it's great, you won't actually notice too much.
But then you have...
Well, it's like, unless you specifically listen out for the OST to see how good or bad it is, because I do that for sound design and stuff, where I'm just like, what kind of special sound effects are you using? What kind of, like, do you actually use music in your show? Do you just overlay the exact same fucking 5 songs? Like, I care about that. I honestly shouldn't, but to me it makes difference, because, I don't know, I like sound a lot.
I mean, it impacts your unique viewing experience. Everyone views and listens to things differently. You have your point of view of an audiophile, so it does matter to you, and it makes sense.
You know what's a good example of what Shinoda was talking about?
Do tell.
Cowboy Bebop.
Oh my god!
That show wouldn't be Cowboy Bebop without that soundtrack, dude. Like, it's so intertwined to the whole show, right? Which it just, like, makes it so much better. Like, you have interviews of Watanabe being like, yeah, like, I would show scenes to Yoko Kanno, and she would be like, hold up, and she would be inspired to write tracks. She would bring back those recordings to him, and he'd be like, all right, I'm gonna change the scene so it fits the soundtrack better and goes with it better. And, like, the flow fits perfectly. And that's what that show is. It's like, it's sort of like that married notion of, like, soundtrack and, like, the film side of it, whatnot, just coming together. And it shows.
Wait, so they literally changed scenes
just
to fit?
Literally, they went back and forth, like changing stuff. So whether she would change the soundtrack to fit the scene, or he would change the pacing of the scene to fit a specific song that he would play to it.
not a lot of directors pay
Shinkai also
that
did that
much
with Your Name.
attention and care.
Shinkai also did it with Your Name. That's like, and it shows, because then you have these moments. It doesn't need to even be like very big moments where you have like, you just have like, it all comes together so neatly. Like, there's so many moments in Bebop that whenever I think about, I just hear the tracks playing. Like, there's this one scene, I won't go into spoilers, at the end of an episode where it's like, Spike is throwing the harmonica to the air, he's like pointing at it with his finger gun, it's like, bang, and it plays that harmonica solo in the back. See, it just like engraved to your brain, because like music is like such a big key to your emotions and thoughts, it just like clicks with you like that.
Well, that's because music is it's just a human experience.
But yeah, fucking watch Bebop, Shinoda, it's so good.
I know.
Look, I have the Blu-ray. Oh, I didn't tell you guys. I actually have the Blu-ray movie now, too.
It's about time we watch it. Come on, dude. Bruh.
I know. Shut up.
I will. When we watched that first episode in the hotel together, you could tell there was something about the vibe of the show, right?
Yo, I straight up told you guys already. I fell in love off the first episode alone. Jesus. What more do you need?
For you to sit down and watch all of it already.
I'll do it when I have the time and energy. Fuck you.
Episode a day, bro. You can do it. 20 minutes.
Yes.
Just for 20 minutes every day. Just watch an episode. You'll be done in no time, I swear.
But yeah, I can gush about Bebop all day. Yeah.
I know. I kind of want to... Shinoda, you have Bleach listed here, and I have a problem with you putting Bleach here.
Whoa, hold the fuck up. What'd you say?
But baby, now you feel like number one. Shining light from everyone.
Oh, God.
So good.
Bleach is not an OST that I would say is amazing. It's not bad, but
there's some tracks that are so good, though, John.
There's only some tracks, man.
That battle
when you talk about the actual OST, like, all right, insert songs aside, okay, because we love those insert songs, okay, we get it. Insert songs aside, the rest of the OST is pretty fucking mid.
No, fuck you. No. Fuck you. No, I'm gonna disagree with you. You know why? Because every time I think of Bleach, I will think of a attack song or whatever. I will think of a song that's in specific scenes. You know what? It'll actually pop up into my mind in the day-to-day things, just a casual, this song. And it'll automatically start playing in my head just because of how beautiful it is.
Naruto's OST pops into my head all the damn time.
Naruto works like that for me as well, but I'm telling you,
fucking Shonen Trash boys.
That.
Yeah, I know.
We are Shonen Trash boys because Shonen Trash has great OSTs. Fuck you in the time. Fuck you. Jesus. Oh God, I'm getting too hyped. I'm sorry.
No, this is great. I'm happy. This is good.
Oh God, my fucking audacity. Jesus. God, I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, point is, Naruto has a way more recognizable and better... I do know what I was doing, because I like Bleach a lot, okay? Like I said, it was the first anime I ever got into that made me get into anime, and I can admit that the fucking OST is mid. You need to let go of the past.
No, it is not mid, John. It is not mid. It's so fucking good. Most of it is good. Of course, when it comes to long-running anime like this, Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, whatever, like, not every single OST is gonna be a banger.
Bruh,
it's not gonna be that
One
great.
Piece has a banger soundtrack.
Of course it has a banger soundtrack. I'm just saying not every single one of them is a banger. There's a couple of hits and misses here and there. Whenever you get anything long-running, that's without a doubt gonna happen.
Did you guys listen to the sort of new version of Number One they did for the trailer? For the new season?
I've been keeping myself blind from all of that because I don't want to know nothing about it.
That's fair.
Go in
I don't even watch Bleach. I've never even finished the original show, but not gonna lie, I listened to that new version and that got me hyped. I'm like, oh shit, maybe I need to watch Bleach.
You're not missing out on much.
I know I'm not missing out.
You're missing out
that's
on
the power
a lot.
of the music. That's what I'm saying. That's why it's so fucking good. It's like, oh shit, like a good soundtrack can make you forget for a second you're watching a bad show.
That's actually kind of true.
See?
Yeah, no, it's actually very true. God damn.
Overlord.
Oh,
All right.
oh, fuck! You
Bro,
just attacked.
I can't believe.
Okay.
All right. I agree. Overlord anime is pretty bad. However, bro, have you heard the soundtrack? Like,
I have. It is really good. It is really good.
I fucking every single time Ainz is like doing something epic and they play that like duh, 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 and I'm just like, oh fuck, boss music's playing, dude.
The
Sasuke
soundtrack is
Ainz
the best
somehow.
part of the anime, aside from the OPs and EDs. The soundtrack itself is really good.
Oh,
And I don't
every-
even like Overlord.
The whole entire musical aspect, sound effects and stuff too, is really good in Overlord. I don't know why it's so good. It has like unique sound effects for like all the power ups and stuff.
And they pay attention and make sure to use it consistently as well, which makes it even better.
Yeah, like there's well over 50 fucking sound effects for just like the spells. And I'm like, bro, I love all of this. But man, is the fucking actual anime pretty bad. I like season 4 though. I don't know why everyone's hating on it. They're all
I dropped season 3.
Who's hating on it? It's great. What the fuck? I haven't seen hate for it.
Oh, I see hella hate for it on the probably because I'm on Reddit. That's probably why.
Oh,
That's where I
I'm on
fucked
Reddit
up.
as well.
there it is. I dropped season 3, and I'm not gonna come back ever. I might read the books.
Bro, that's fair. I'd rather you read the
Natai,
light novels.
I'll give you drugs if you start watching it again.
Why would you give me drugs? Why is that? Oh yeah, I fucking pump it in my veins, bro. Oh, now I'll read Overlord.
Yeah, but like
maybe it'll be better on drugs.
Oh my god.
I don't think the anime is gonna be any better. But man, can I listen to the OST for like fucking hours? And I do sometimes. Cause like every time I listen to the OST, like it's got so much in the OST. There's obviously the epic battle songs and stuff, like the fucking hype ass songs, like the one where I call it the procession of the Undead King or some shit. I don't actually know what the title
That's
name
a
is, but
badass name.
yeah, it's just the one that happens whenever Ainz is like about to go into battle. And it's like, yeah! And then also it has really soft and really good music, like very somber music, like when he's at the tomb and he's talking about all his friends that passed that he made dolls of. And it's just like it's really sad and like it's like a harp or some shit. And it's so touching. I just fucking love this OST so fucking much. Like OPs and EDs aside, just the actual OST is good. Like I love the OPs and EDs. Don't get me wrong. Like OXT.
Oh, they're awesome.
Myth and Royd, and I don't remember the lady's name now.
Mayuma Shima.
Yeah, her.
Yeah,
she's awesome,
bro. I keep hyping you up with season 4's OPs and EDs.
Dude, like you
so
you sent me that new OP. I'm like, fuck. Now I'm pumped about Overlord. Why? This is not how it should be.
I get so hyped every single time, and I watch all the OPs and EDs. I don't skip. This is one of the few anime that I don't skip anything because one, I as everyone knows, I fucking just love Overlord. It's my favorite like light novel. So, but man, is that soundtrack so good? Like I have it playing in the background just when I'm doing random shit. Just because I'm like, bro, I could listen to this all day, and I do. Like, to me, that's a hallmark of a really good OST. If I actually want to listen to the actual OST just for hours on end, like, there's no reason to do shit like that. Because it doesn't make sense to listen to an OST on repeat because, I mean, who does that? What kind of weirdo does that,
Me.
Right? Yeah, weirdo. Fucking weirdo, dude.
Fucking nerd. Fucking nerd. Get a life.
What's wrong with you?
But like another show that's like that for me though is like Kekai Sensen.
Yes.
Amazing
Yes!
OST, bro.
It's fucking
it's
cool.
beyond amazing.
Shout out
like-
to my boy Taisei Wasaki for assembling one of the best soundtracks of all time. No hyperbole. It's that fucking good. I love it.
I have very few OSTs downloaded, but you know damn well that I got Kekai Sensen and Overlord's OSTs fucking downloaded.
The Kekai Sensen is like don't kill me with pitchforks. I'm just gonna say something real quick. I feel like in terms of the music, Kekai Sensen is like gave me like very Cowboy Bebop vibes. It feels like it was very inspired by it. It's just an assembly of so many different artists from so many different places. Like you have insert songs in English and French and in Hebrew apparently, and it's all like
what?
Yeah.
Because Kekai Sensen takes place in New York.
Yep. So it's that boiling pot of like different cultures like together with aliens now, and it's great. It's so reflective of the show and the atmosphere of the setting as well, and it feels so cohesive, even though it's so many different songs and different like structures and languages. Even it's great.
This makes me think of it's very similar to how video game like OSTs work too, or video game soundtracks.
Really?
Yeah. So video game soundtracks are generally they're crafted for like the game, right? But sometimes things will get changed around too, just like for the anime, like, oh, this song is actually really good and we should probably match that. And it's a huge melting pot is what it is. Like you can't have just like, so like Your Name, for example, all the songs are done by Radwimps and they're kind of all the same, right? Like it's just the Radwimp songs.
Yeah.
And it still sounds fucking amazing because I love Radwimps, but in things like Kekai Sensen, they do that mismatch because it's supposed to be like it's like you said, it's New York. It's a fucking, I don't think it's really a boiling pot. What the fuck is it? It's like a
melting
pot. I fucked
melting pot. I couldn't remember what people call it. They call it because everyone calls it
Salem's Lot.
Salem's Lot. But yeah, Kekai Sensen, I love that it's in so many different languages. It's a mismatch because it makes sense because of the setting of Kekai Sensen.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Like, it's amazing that people craft OSTs or craft their animes around an OST. Because to me, it's a very important thing that ties everything together. Like, you want all parts to, like, flow together. You don't want to just have, like... There's some animes out there that just don't give a fuck about their OSTs, like, at all. Like, they don't have any insert songs, and it's just uninspired. Like, literally every isekai anime out there.
I was literally thinking that,
like for the most part,
all of them. All of them. And I'm not talking about, like, any of the big names. I'm talking about the, like, generic stuff. Like, most of them have nothing. It's so goddamn boring. And if they do have something, it's like a couple of chords of something, maybe a guitar string here and there. It's so bad. Oh my god.
It's so uninspired.
It turns me off so much.
Especially since a lot of isekai animes are like fantasy, so they always like, okay, we're gonna have to make a fantasy inspired OST, and I'm like, how fucking boring, bro. Like,
yeah, it's very disappointing.
you're gonna do the exact same thing that literally 10 other animes have done, where you're gonna make an uninspired OST where it's like, it's kind of like medieval, dun, 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 dun. And I'm just like, bro, this is so like snoofest. Like, I fucking hate it. Like, what the fuck, man? Spend more money on your OSTs, anime.
It's like, because to them it's like, oh, people just won't notice it, so it's like, it's fine, and you don't notice it at all. Like, it's just there in the background, you know, which is a shame.
Yeah, but I mean, it's, again, to me, a bad OST will be noticeable, but a good OST won't. Like, because an OST is supposed to help with your immersion, right? When I watch a show, I get pretty immersed into it, and at least for Kekai Sensen and Overlord, because of the OST, I'm always like, it seems like it's only been 5 minutes, but it's been 30 minutes, and I'm like, oh, what happened? The show's over. What happened here?
Here's the great thing about great OSTs like that, though. You won't notice it in the moment, but afterwards, when you're actually thinking about it, when you're reflecting on it, you go back and like, oh shit, that soundtrack was fucking amazing. You're just like, oh shit, did that just happen? What just happened? Because
it's like a great
roofied?
It's like a great way to like unlock your memories and emotions, as we said. Like, I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna talk about it. Not gonna lie, one of my favorite tracks of all time is Guts' theme from Berserk.
Bro, I was just thinking that too.
Let's fucking go.
I was like,
we're talking about Berserk.
I was gonna bring up Berserk if you weren't, because I was like, oh man, you know, it's a really good fucking soundtrack that after
Berserk
was really fucking Berserk, bro.
Berserk is one of the most unique soundtracks I've ever heard. Period.
And this is the 97, right?
Yeah, 97.
Yeah, not 2016.
Not 2016. Although the 2016 one has like the soundtrack itself of 2016 is good. Like go and listen to the tracks themselves, like Blood and Guts and My Brother. There's so many good tracks in that show, which is a shame because it fucking sucks. But the 97 one is so special, dude. Like, talk about soundtracks where you know, you're thinking about Berserk. It's like this medieval dark fantasy sort of thing. Like, it's very, very gritty, very like metal, you could say. And then you watch the 97 show. It's like the soundtrack is like nothing you would ever expect, right? It's like these synthesizers and like these like very like hard percussions, and it's like, and these vocals are so out of this world. It's like, what am I even listening to? It feels so strange, you know?
And fucking, it feels ethereal is what it is.
Yes.
It goes along with the show because of the God Hand and shit like that, you know? And I fucking love Guts' theme so much.
Like,
I fucking love it.
Like, that's so perfect, because, you know, Guts is like this, like, you see the silhouette of Guts, right? This, like, big-ass dude in black armor with a big-ass sword, and, like, it is all wounded and stuff. You're like, okay, I'm gonna sit down, I need a main theme for this character. It's like, first instinct would be like, oh, I need this fucking heavy metal riff or something like that, you know, like the Doomslayer going like,
yeah, right. You see Guts and you think it's gonna be Doomslayer music, but no,
it's like this very tender, very melancholic, very introspective type of track, right? It's like it's like nothing I've ever heard before, and it's perfect. And when you watch the show, it's like, yes, this encapsulates Guts as a character perfectly. It's so somber, it's so sad, but it's so hopeful, right? Holy shit.
Talking about this, all I'm thinking about, like, what just comes to mind is Subaru from Re:Zero.
Well,
I mean, tell me I'm wrong.
That's certainly a take.
I mean, I love Re:Zero, but I love Re:Zero, but I don't remember Subaru's theme at all from Re:Zero.
I don't like Re:Zero, so I can't say much.
You know what? Fine, it'll be a mention, and that's all.
Shinoda, you need to watch Berserk, and you need to listen to that soundtrack. It's that good.
I have watched Berserk. I haven't watched the 97 version.
Oh, you haven't watched Berserk, then. That's the best adaptation, dude.
That's the only adaptation that I'm like, actually, you know, it's not bad. And like, the English dub cast was really good, too.
The dub is awesome.
Okay, hold on. You guys say that's the only, like, good adaptation. But, like, the Golden Arc,
the movies? I haven't watched them, actually.
What?
No.
Really?
No.
Okay, you really should. That's actually really fucking good.
Because I watched it in 97 and then I went back and read the manga, so, you know, it's like, it's not gonna get better than this.
But I would say
it's not gonna get better than this for me.
I think the 97 anime is worth giving a watch. And again, watching it in English or Japanese doesn't matter. The English cast is really good. I love the 97 one. And it's such a shame that we don't have a good, like, modern day Berserk anime adaptation. It just keeps going to shit.
They should get Studio Bind whenever they finish with Shoko Tensei, the entire adaptation, to be like, all right,
oh god,
now do that for Berserk. I would lose my shit.
Yeah, as long as it's
We'd
not
probably
like
be
UFO
old
table.
men by then. Jesus,
I don't know, but yeah, like, I'm glad John also had that fucking was on that frequency of Berserk soundtrack, because I wanted to talk about it.
How could we talk about amazing OSTs without talking about Berserk, right? Like, it's a classic.
It's a classic, yeah. Have you?
In the same vein as everything we've talked about, it feels like, because the OST, right? Like, Guts' theme is a great example of this. It's like it was crafted for the character.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like, we're just gonna put it in a song. Because again, from what I know about Berserk, right? If I never saw Berserk and I saw Guts and I started watching the anime, I never would have thought. I would think Doomslayer. I wouldn't think like the fucking somber ass, melancholic ass.
I know, right?
Guts theme, like, because it's like he's just the guy, the black swordsman who's too angry to die. Like, yeah,
no, actually not.
It's like, yeah, no, it's like he's got a lot more depth to a character than that. Like, that's something, and that's what makes Berserk so fucking great.
Yeah, because he feels like a person beyond just like, all that hate and anger. It's like, bro, that's one song that like no matter how many memes I'll ever watch of it, it will always hit me. Because it's kind of been memed up in the past few years, but then I would go back and because I'm a fucking weirdo, will think about Berserk and listen to the soundtrack just sitting there and I'd be like, fuck. It just cuts deep.
Bro, I do that though. You're like, you know what? Because sometimes you just get in a fucking mood, right? You're like, man, this is one of those moods where I need to listen to a specific OST right now.
Yeah, I need to.
That I have queued up in my head. I do that for Kekai Sensen. I do that
Same.
for so like.
I remember when Kentaro Miura passed away, I was like, when I got back home for work after reading those news, I was like sat there, I just got the theme from Berserk, like the 1 hour loop, and I'm like just sitting there like thinking.
The world collectively listened to Guts' theme when Miura Sensei passed.
That was a rough day.
Alright, so, speaking of things that make me cry, I need to talk about Clannad's OST.
Oh!
So...
Don't do this to me.
Bro, this is one of the very few OSTs that I have downloaded onto my phone to listen to at all times. Clannad makes the list, because, like, yes, we all know the Dango Daikazoku, like, song, the Euphonia song, the Leah song, like, we all know the OPZDs, they're good, okay. But the actual soundtrack for Clannad is a banger. Like, yes. I fucking love each of the themes. Like, a tiny hand that reaches for the hill or whatever the fuck it is.
Oh, that one destroys me.
The one that plays when they're ever in that dream sequence, or like everything about the soundtrack fucking kills me. Like, because there's so much fucking emotion involved. And it's like, because of the show, or if you played the visual novel, because the soundtrack's from the visual novel as well, you're Pavloved into just like feeling emotions because you know these are cues for specific scenes.
It's so rough to like, you just get to a scene, they play one of the tracks and you're done. You're not here anymore. You're just in a ball of pain and crying, you know. You're in the fetus position.
And I fucking love the Clannad OST because there's obviously there's literally one battle song where it's like dun, 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 and it's like every time I hear it I'm like, I remember the scene where Sunohara and Tomiya are like fighting those other guys, and I think this was an after story. I don't think it was
It is an after story.
Yeah, but like that song plays, and every time I hear it I'm like, oh, it's a sunset. They're near the side of the riverbank and they're fighting dudes. And I'm like, yeah, I remember the scene, like play by play. Or like when Fuko's theme comes onto the playlist, I'm like, fucking Fuko,
dude.
Fucking Fuko. Or like
the fucking shit Fuko.
The Tiny Hand song ever comes on, I'm just like, no, don't go to the field. Not the field.
When they have that rendition of what's the name of that track, like Small Palms or something like that, at the end of After Story, where like you see the montage at the end, bro, kills me every time. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, so we were talking about OSTs, that animes that were crafted around OSTs. I think that Clannad wasn't crafted around the OST. I think the OST was crafted around the anime, and that's not a bad thing because they spent a lot of time making sure that these songs were distinct, and they would link you to specific fucking memories to the show, because it still fucks me up to this day. It's been like 20 years, man.
It just like, I have a very similar experience with that, where it's like the moment like a first note of something will like come on, it will like trigger an emotion inside of me for Snafu, My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu. Listen, by the time of the third season, when it started airing, they would like start playing Yui's theme, and the second it started playing, I was like, fuck, I'm crying. It's like... It's so...
That's honestly impressive.
Dude, yeah, it's so fucking evil how they just, like, get you like that so easily, because you're so attached, like, to these characters, and these characters have these theme songs that are, like, after a while, it just, like, triggers something in you, right? And it's so devious of them. They just destroy you with their first single note, and you're like, God damn it, I'm crying.
I feel like it's the same for me. Monogatari.
Monogatari is a behemoth of a soundtrack, dude. Like, there's so, like, each arc has its own, like, special, like, tracks they would add on to it. It's a lot, dude. But they would In Monogatari, one of the coolest things that I like is so you'd have these OPs and EDs that are obviously sung by the characters themselves for each of the girls in the arcs. But then they would do like an instrumental version, like an orchestral rendition of it. So won't get into spoilers, but a certain Hachikuji arc has this very upbeat opening called Happy Bite. It's awesome. It's my favorite Hachikuji opening. By the end of that arc, you have this very emotional rendition of it that whoever watched that arc knows it just hits you like a truck. It's like, it's rough. Yeah, Monogatari is awesome.
What about Baccano?
Oh,
now I haven't listened to it myself. So what kind of soundtrack does it have?
It's very similar to Kekai Sensen and
jazz.
Yeah, it's jazz. It's funky.
It's jazz American.
It's it's great. It's a really fun soundtrack.
I actually watch this now.
Right? It also takes place in New York, right?
Yeah, it's also in New York, in Prohibition era New York.
But yeah,
the Flying Pussyfoot.
The fucking Flying Pussyfoot.
That soundtrack is just a bop. I love that soundtrack so much.
I feel like we're very biased and we like anything that's jazz themed or inspired, right?
You know what?
Fair,
here's a question for you. You say that.
A lot of jazz-themed soundtracks are really fucking good.
You say that. What's the soundtrack that like you absolutely love, even though it's so out of your like wheelhouse and does stuff you listen to on a day-to-day basis?
See, that's the problem. I listen to everything. I listen to so much different types of music. Like one day it'll be rap, one day it'll be country, one day it'll be anime music, one day it'll be boy bands. Like I swap so fast because I like good. Because to me, I'm not restricted to a genre. I learned a long time ago that good music is just fucking good.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
For you to be like, oh, I don't listen to a specific genre of music, like that's fine. There might be styles that you don't like. Like I certainly don't like grunge. But that's not to say that there's not a couple of grunge songs I do like.
Oh, yeah.
Just because 99% of grunge I don't like. There's still like maybe 5 or 6 songs in the grunge category that I'm like, yeah, I actually don't like. Like, I don't hate these. They're okay.
I think for me, anime did that for a lot of raps, like in hip-hop music. Like, there is some hip-hop, Israeli hip-hop, I listen to that, it's alright, but it's very, very limited. I'm very, very, like... I'm not that big into hip-hop, but every now and then stuff will come up. But then, like, tracks from Kekai Sensen and, like, Samurai Champloo, I'll be like, oh, shit, that sounds awesome. And then I would dig deeper and look for more stuff. Like, I mean, fucking New Jabez, am I right?
Bro, I just realized I didn't write down...
None of us wrote down
Samurai Champloo. What the fuck, bro?
I haven't even watched the show yet. I haven't watched the show yet, and I'm like, shit. Like, that soundtrack is awesome.
What?
Alright, so...
What?
Alright, bro. How are you gonna say you like Nujabes if you've never seen Samurai Champloo?
Because I love Rory and Dan so much.
Bro, the actual origin story of lo-fi beats to chill and study to is Nujabes. Let's fucking go. Like,
definitely.
Yeah, like Nujabes was he was picked up to do the show called Samurai Champloo, and he was just like, all right, I'm just gonna make a hip hop album.
Same director as Bebop, by the way. For those
actually.
Track. Yeah, Samurai Champloo is Watanabe, is the guy who directed Bebop.
Holy shit!
Oh god!
Yeah, dude.
I didn't know that. Bro,
Watanabe is a legend. Man. How did you not know that?
I mean, yeah, he's a legend, but I didn't realize the connection there. What the fuck? Oh, that's weird.
Bro, we need an episode dedicated to Watanabe. He's like incredible. His track record is amazing. But yeah, so Samurai Champloo, go ahead. Nujabes.
So, like, obviously the entire album is hip-hop inspired, but it's still really good. Like, even though it's specifically just all hip-hop, like, I actually have I just have Nujabes songs, and some of his songs that he has on the Samurai Champloo OST are just his own songs. Like, it wasn't made for the show. He just was like, oh, these are songs that I've been working on. And he just inserted it there. And like fucking the OP, like for example, Battle Cry with Shing02, I don't know how to pronounce that one. But yeah, Battle Cry is really good. Mistletoe, God, Mistletoe's such a good fucking song.
I'm very excited to watch Champloo sometime in the future.
I literally can't think of a single OST in Champloo that I didn't like. All of them I loved without doubt. Honestly.
Yeah, because Nujabes is just a good hip hop artist, man. R.I.P. Jun Seba. But like that, Samurai Champloo really redefined what it is to make an OST. Because, like I said, most of the time OSTs are crafted for the anime. Most of the time people phone it in. In this instance for Samurai Champloo, he just used his own shit that he was just like, you know what, this would fit the scene really well. And it just works. Like, it's weird. It's a very weird instance of an OST being just, like, it's like a Radwimp situation where the artist itself was just really fucking good. And this is just a specific... The OST obviously wasn't crafted for the anime, and the anime wasn't catered around the OST, but the artist is just good in general, and they figured out which songs would be like, yeah, this probably work really good in this scene. And it works. I like it.
It's like, it seems Shinichiro Watanabe, that director, is like very, very particular about music, because as we talked about his collaboration with Yoko Kanno for Cowboy Bebop, but then how he brought in Nujabes and like that group people for the Samurai Champloo soundtrack. And you can see this, most of his like anime, like Kids on the Slope is all about like jazz music and jazz bands and like that sort of thing.
Oh my god, Sakamichi no Apollon? I remember
there we go. Like that.
I hated that one. Fuck.
Wasn't the music pretty good though?
I hated it because I hate that sporadic type of jazz shit.
That's a shit. I love jazz. I love that type of shit. Seriously.
I understand it. I think it's great that people have freedom of expression to do whatever they want with jazz. I just like a little bit of structure.
That's fair. But you see how he's like, but you can tell like he's very passionate, like particular about music. Like fucking Terror in Resonance, where he brought in Yoko Kanno again, and she brought this like, what was it, like a Celtic vocalist or something? I don't remember what was it, but like he just goes out there and he's like, he puts so much care into the music he wants in the shows he's directing, and it's awesome. Like I love it. Like I fucking love it when you have that extra effort put into the soundtrack for shows, because it shows, right? It's like you can tell, because
for like, I feel like it's hard to say because we're biased. We run an anime podcast. We're a little bit more invested in anime than your typical anime viewer. I would say like 90% of anime fans, right?
Just a little bit.
When you get to the point where you care about studios, you care about directors, and you care about like anime OSTs, who's doing the OST? Like, I
mean, who would fucking care about animation differences between two Chainsaw Man trailers that were like a year apart? Am I right? No one would go frame by frame and compare, right? Who would do that?
Yeah. Oh, who does that?
Who does that? Nerd. Am I right?
So I just feel like we're a little bit more invested in this than most people. But it matters, man. It matters to me. I fucking love like listening to OSTs, because I don't know, man. Like the fact that when I can listen to an OST and I can just imagine scenes as they happen from an anime, they just like Pavloved into me, and I'm like, it's good. It's a good thing I can do that. It's a good thing if I can remember the songs you use in your OST for specific scenes, because then I'll always remember it.
Definitely.
All right. We've talked a lot about OSTs. John, when do we all get an individualized OST for the podcast?
God damn it. Is it going to be like JoJo Part 5, every Stan user has his own track?
Listen, I could make us like individual soundtracks, but that's a lot of work for no pay.
God, we haven't even talked about JoJo. God fucking damn it.
Do you want to talk about JoJo?
No. John wrapped it up pretty well. I can't top that. JoJo is good. That's all.
JoJo's soundtrack is really good.
So fucking good. Don't get me started. Oh, don't get me started. I won't ever stop.
All right, fine. Don't start. All right, I guess let's start wrapping things up. I'm fucking hungry. I'm ready to go.
Vocal percussion on a whole other level coming from my mind. All right, stop. No more JoJo.
All right. Let me
smack myself. Fucking stop it.
Natai, goddamn it, so distracting. Thank you all out there for dropping in to listen to us. Check the description below to find links to Anime Club After Dark on Twitch, social media, and Discord. Definitely join our Discord. Things are fun in there. Check out our merch store and affiliate links as well. Any purchases there really help us out. Thank you very much. Like us up on like every freaking place where, whether you watch on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or TV, whatever, YouTube, like it up, share. Metrics, people, metrics. That's how we grow. That's how we can get better content for you.
Fucking
Thank you very
stonks,
much.
man.
Stonks.
All the stonks. And with that, I have been your host, Channel the. Thank you for letting me host. It was very weird. I'll get better at this, I promise. And we will see you next time. Say goodnight, everyone.
Oh, fuck.
Jojo.